Alright guys, welcome back. One Night with Steiny. One of my favorite episodes in a while. John Kiriakou, former CIA agent, known whistleblower. This episode was great. John is a great guy. One of my favorites in a while. Before we get into it, you already know every episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Go follow me at Steiny on Prize Picks. I had a couple big hits during the World Cup. I know it's over and it's sad, but I am even better at the WNBA, which is happening all summer long. MLB is happening. Golf is happening. Tennis, UFC, but WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Brittany Stewart, Asia Wilson, I think is her name. Those are the four to watch. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are the hottest duo right now. I'm going more on points and rebounds for Sophia and more on points and assists for Caitlin. Those are my two locks right now.
When you win your first lineup for $5 with code NELK, you get $150 in free lineups.
That's $150 in free entries. Used to be 50, it is now 150. So huge upgrade. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. But also please show me love and go follow me at Steiny on Prize Picks. Pay on my picks. Let's win some money together. Let's get into the episode.
All right, guys, we have an absolute legend, straight off Maton's podcast. How do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I usually just say either former CIA officer or former CIA counterterrorism officer or CIA torture whistleblower.
John Kiriakou. Dude, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm in your hometown. I'm in D.C. Haven't been here in a while. I've been to the White House. Interviewed Trump a couple times.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I realized I don't really like to do too much with politicians anymore. That's a really dark route. I learned very quickly.
I got to tell you, I've been here for 44 years. I moved
in D.C.?
here. I moved here the week after I turned 18.
Man.
And it has become so ugly and mean-spirited that it's a transformed city.
Okay, why do you think that's happened?
I think it started in 1995 with Newt Gingrich and his elevation to the speakership in the House. Before Newt Gingrich, Democrats and Republicans used to share houses together on Capitol Hill. They'd play poker on Fridays. They'd go to church on Sundays, right? You're probably too young to remember the old Looney Tunes cartoons, Sam and Ralph. Sam was a sheepdog and Ralph was a wolf or vice versa. And they would walk up to this hill together every day and they'd punch in on a time clock. And then the wolf would try to eat the sheep and the sheepdog would, smash him in the skull. Then they'd clock out together and walk home.
Haven't seen it.
That's how Washington used to be.
Yeah.
Right? Just because one guy's a Democrat and the next is a Republican didn't mean that they had to be mortal, bitter enemies. And now it is.
That's how the whole country feels,
Yeah,
though.
that's how the whole country
But
is.
you always reference poker. Was there a poker game at the CIA?
Oh, I won lots of money in
Did you?
CIA poker.
Really?
My goal was
Well,
every time.
Hold on, wait. Was it Hold'em or PLO?
No, it was just straight, 5-card stud or
5-card stud.
3-card draw. Yeah.
Okay.
We would always have to play poker in foreign languages because it was seen as kind of a training exercise.
But everyone was speaking the same language. Okay, so that's allowed. You can't.
There's an Arabic game over here. There's a French game over there. There's a Chinese game over here.
Wow,
It was fun.
And you thought you were one of the better players?
Yeah.
I guess you know on how much you won.
Well, my goal was always to win enough for a tank of gas home.
Yeah.
And
So it was a smaller game.
Yeah, it was a smaller game. Yeah,
I guess that tells you how good you are at your job, though. If you're reading people, that is a good exercise, actually.
I got a lot out of it.
Yeah,
I really
good.
did. And funny thing is too, one of the interesting sort of sidelights was that you got to play poker with some really important people.
Oh yeah,
And you made good contacts that way.
yeah. What was the craziest game you ever experienced, or was it all pretty similar?
There was one. I was in a game in Eastern Europe one time, all CIA guys, and there was a dispute over. Oh God, I forget. It's like somebody had a full house and somebody had 4 of a kind or something like that, and it ended up in a fist fight.
4 of a kind wins.
4 of a kind wins.
Yeah.
Nobody ever gets 4 of a kind
No.
in 5-card
No.
draw.
Wow.
And it ended up in a fist fight, and we had to separate these guys. We're like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a poker game."
People don't like to lose money. They
No.
get tilted and they lose their minds.
And we're talking about like $20 in the pot.
I don't understand that. That's crazy. But now that I think about it, poker game seems like a really good place to infiltrate. You can get a lot of information.
Yes, you can. You're sitting there for hours with a person. They're practically captive.
People are drinking.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever have to do some kind of activity like that?
Oh, yeah. But usually it was our idea.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
So I also wanted to talk about something that I've been dealing with lately called honeypotting.
Yeah.
I've met multiple girls. Like, before we did this last night, I couldn't sleep because girls I've been with recently, I can't tell if they're spies or if they're actually with me for me. Caught this girl going through my phone. How do I know? She's from Spain too, so she's foreign.
Jeez.
So I don't know how to handle this situation.
Right.
Do I go straight into interrogation? How do I go about this to see if she's actually with me for me or if she's a spy?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Honeypotting is the use of women to try to extract information or to infiltrate an organization or get close to somebody who has information that a hostile service wants.
Yeah.
The U.S. stopped using honeypots in the 70s because a strategic decision was made that if you want a relationship that is really going to prosper, blossom, it's got to be a relationship based on trust or based on money,
Right.
not a relationship based on coercion or hostility.
Yeah.
And so we stopped using honeypots in the 70s. The Russians use them, the Chinese use them, the Israelis use them, the French use them.
Still today.
Still today. So it's entirely possible that you could be facing a honeypot. It could be that she's just really, really jealous and suspicious.
She keeps asking about my finances.
Oh.
Yeah. Family, stuff like that. And I'm just like, it should be an easy read though, right? Shouldn't you be able to tell if this girl's completely out of your league? Like, there must be something up here? Like, what's a tell?
For me, that would be a tell.
Did you ever have that experience where you were onto a woman or you felt like the paranoia started
One
kicking?
time, I just talked about this the other day for the first time. Somebody asked me that question. It was in Dubai. I was at a hotel called The Address. It's the tallest hotel in the world.
Yeah.
It's like 100 stories
I've seen
or
the
something
building.
like that. And there's a bar at the very top. So everybody goes up there. And I mean, how old was I at the time? I was in my 40s. And this, 22-year-old Miss America looking, incredibly gorgeous woman came up to me and just started talking. And I was like, sorry, I said, I don't want to be rude, but this isn't for me. Because she was either a $2,000 a night Russian prostitute or she was a honeypot. And I just, I
What if
wasn't
she was the
any kind of-
2,000 a night?
I'm not paying
Too
for
expensive,
pussy.
right? Yeah. No, not at all. Never.
No, listen, I was in training
In
one time.
Vegas once?
No,
Really?
never.
Me neither. I've never done that.
And
I have
guys-
friends that have done that shit, and it's just like embarrassing.
It's embarrassing,
like,
right?
dude, yeah. What are you doing?
And
Go out there
guys,
and do it the old
guys
school
at the
way.
agency tell me, oh, we all pay for, we just pay for it in different ways. And I'm like, okay,
he's not
all
lying.
right. That's I could see the point. But I was in training one time. We were at the farm, which is the CIA's famed,
Yeah.
training facility. And it was a whole bunch of different guys. It was like from CIA, FBI, DIA, all these different organizations. And we would always go to the officers club after training to have a drink and play pool or whatever, watch a game. And these guys started talking about this cat house that they used to all go to in Mexico City. And I was like, wait a minute. I go, you guys pay for pussy? And they said, of course. And I said, that's so gross. Like, I don't even know what to say. And one of the FBI guys says, no, you walk in and whatever you're in the mood for, you could have a black girl, an Asian girl, a white girl, whatever you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
And I said, but that doesn't make it any less disgusting.
I think they're trying to just cut out the and get straight to the point.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
think
I'm
that's
not going
what
to
it
pay
is.
for dinner or whatever. So
Yeah,
in
no,
their
no,
head,
no.
they're doing the mathematics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It
It's just
sounds-
a transaction.
I mean, it kind of sounds like you were left out of the group chat on a few different topics.
I
right?
suspect.
Yeah, I think you were. Wait, but I want you to finish the story about what happened in Dubai.
No, I walked.
So you just immediately,
I was like, yeah, not interested.
you felt like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she was dangling something, and
Right.
I wasn't going to bite.
So will they commit to like months or years of a relationship?
Yes.
It'll get that deep.
The Chinese are especially good at that, where they'll go for years if they think it's going to result in something. Although, you know what, I should say the Russians do that as well.
Did you have any colleagues that went through this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. And what
The
happened?
thing is there's a rule at the CIA. It's written in stone. If you have what's called close and continuing contact with a foreign national, and that means you see them regularly or you're sleeping with them, you have to report it to headquarters. You have to. When I was the executive assistant to the CIA's deputy director, I used to see all these cables coming in. And to their credit, officers would, report like all the time, usually on a Monday morning, or in the Middle East on a Saturday morning, because the weekend is Thursday and Friday. I slept with so-and-so last night, and here's her information. And we run a name trace, and like, no, she's just a local girl. Or every once in a while you'd find, well, no, it looks like she was born in Russia. She had some kind of government service, or she was in training at some government school, and then you have to back off immediately.
Oh my God. What's the penalty if you don't report it?
Oh, you can be fired or even prosecuted.
And that had to have happened a good amount of times.
Without a doubt. And there were a couple of cases where, for example, I mean, it wasn't a Russian or Chinese. Let's say, and I'm just going to make this up for the sake of the argument. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's a, I don't know, Saudi.
Okay.
You're going to have to either stop or resign.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys resign. And then they get married.
Oh my God, dude. And they get married to the person?
Mm-hmm.
No. Mm-hmm. How the fuck can you go through with that?
It happens all the time.
Bro, how can you go through with that?
We had one officer.
But doesn't that break the trust?
Oh, yeah.
How? I mean...
Yeah, sure it does. You'll never work in government again, ever.
That would really fuck my head up.
Yeah.
I already go through enough shit with my girl, but I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's insane to me.
Without a doubt. I worked with this woman who had been a case officer overseas, and she recruited a guy, and she started sleeping with him. That's fireable. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. But she started sleeping with him. And then she reported herself. She's like, oh, I recruited this guy, and I started sleeping with him. Headquarters is like, what? You can't be a case officer anymore. They brought her back. Why they didn't fire her, I never understood. They made her an analyst.
Really? She got a promotion?
Kinda.
Well, what year was this,
but
though?
She was this was 86.
Okay, so it was more like
I'm sorry, 96. So she comes back, she's an analyst, she's a lousy analyst. And then 9/11 hits. And we're all like standing there watching the TVs, the Pentagon's on fire and the World Trade Centers are collapsing. She's literally hiding under her desk. Literally. And then one of the people that worked for her said, what are you doing under the desk? And then she grabbed her purse and she ran like a scared cat, and they fired her. They're like,
fuck.
She sleeps with her source. She's a lousy analyst. She's a terrible manager. And then she runs for her life and abandons her people. Well, you got the right to be
mad about that. Yeah. But that's also a huge... I mean, she should have been fired immediately, probably.
Immediately.
And then you see some shit like that. Everyone was probably pretty upset.
Everyone was.
That day... I mean, you talk about 9/11 all the time, but that specific day when you are watching the TV, you were in D.C.?
I was, at headquarters, CIA headquarters.
What was your initial reaction? How did you feel personally?
Oh, I knew it was Al-Qaeda. I think just about everybody did, except one idiot behind me shouting, this is going to be war on Hezbollah. It's like, dude, do you not read the papers?
Yeah.
Cofer Black was the director of the counterterrorism center at the time. And he stood up on a desk and he said, today we're at war. We're all going to have to do our part. Not all of us are going to make it home. And if you want to walk out now, nobody will think the less of you. And nobody budged. No. Everybody, on the contrary, everybody volunteered, to go overseas. Everybody.
That's pretty amazing, right?
That's the kind of person
that's the kind of people you want, of course.
Yeah.
How much does it bother you to see, like, there's so many conspiracies about it?
Oh, I just got in an argument this morning with a guy that's visiting me.
Really?
Well, I'm like, dude.
Let me guess his take. Israel?
No. Yeah. He hates the Israelis. But he said it was more complicated, that it was Israel and the deep state and the Uniparty and Venezuelan intelligence. And I'm like, do you listen to yourself? You sound like a crazy person.
So does it bother you as a guy on the inside that when you tell people, I'm 100% confident it's Al-Qaeda, and they refuse to just take your word for it? Does that bother you?
Sometimes. Although, people have really good points about Building 7. Mm-hmm. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an architect. I don't know why Building 7 collapsed. There had to have been a reason, obviously. But in terms of who did 9/11, it was Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
1,000% it was Al Qaeda. It wasn't the Jews. It wasn't the Saudis or the Saudi royal family. It wasn't the Bushes. It wasn't Silverstein, whatever his name was, for the insurance money. It was Al Qaeda.
Yeah. What are the most misconceptions that you continue to hear today?
All right, you guys know we love MoonPay over here. I absolutely love MoonPay because it is so easy to use, so easy to buy crypto. You can use Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, debit card, credit card. They make it so easy to buy and it's secure as hell. Love both of those. If you're into crypto like I am, or if you're just getting into crypto, one of the biggest things that we all appreciate is privacy. If privacy matters to you, which it should, Cake Wallet is for you. It's open source, non-custodial, and it handles Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and USDT, many more cryptos as well. Background sync so you're always ready, built-in swaps, silent payment on Bitcoin, PayJoin for extra stealth, hardwire wallet support, even spend with Cake Pay, like regular cash, which is the sickest thing ever, by the way. When you can use crypto like it's cash, it is the biggest game changer. But the best thing about the Cake Wallet and Cake Pay is that you control the keys. No one else has to see your stack. No one sees your transactions. It is literally just for you. MoonPay is also integrated right into Cake Wallet right now. So you buy Bitcoin or whatever straight into the app, fund it quickly, and keep everything private. So you got some gambling losses, whatever it is, you got to send that money. It is to your privacy. Cake Wallet and MoonPay make that possible. Crypto is volatile, so make sure you do your own research. Only risk what you can afford to lose. MoonPay just facilitates the transactions, not financial advice.
It doesn't have to just be 9/11 that actually gets you upset. Are there any theories about anything that you did or that you were involved with that personally bother you?
The 9/11 conspiracies bother me the most.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people so positive about their positions that they either speak to me like I'm stupid, or worse yet, they accuse me of being part of the conspiracy. That bugs the shit out of me.
How does someone do that?
Oh, there's this one guy in particular.
And why do you entertain all this from random people?
You know what? I don't anymore.
Okay.
I used to.
Yeah.
It's my nature to be a friendly guy. Or it's how
Yeah,
I
you're a
was
very
raised.
friendly guy.
It was my personality. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I hate to be rude to people. But I've gotten to the point, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 60. I'm going to be 62 years old in a couple of weeks. And so now I'm comfortable saying, you sound like a fucking crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
And let me guess. If it wasn't Al Qaeda, it was the lizard people, right?
Yeah.
Or the space aliens.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're headed.
Right.
But there's this one fucking guy in particular. He seems to be at every event that I go to. I'm an open-minded person, right? I know for a fact that Al Qaeda did 9/11, but I also believe that the Israeli government had advance notice that this was going to happen. We begged all of our liaison partners in the region to help us to disrupt this attack. They claimed that they didn't have any information, and then it happened. It was to Israel's benefit that 9/11 happened, because we went to war in Iraq, we overthrew Saddam Hussein, we threw the whole place into chaos. That benefited Israel. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a 9/11 truther, but the local 9/11 Truth organization asked me if I would appear with Congressman Dennis Kucinich and Congressman Kurt Weldon and one or two other people. And I went, and in that narrow scope, I offered up my opinion that the Israelis knew about it in advance and didn't help us. This guy's there. He's like, boy, you just refuse to accept the facts, huh? The nanothermite paint. It's like, dude, there's no such thing as nanothermite paint. This is the same guy who yells at me about the USS Liberty all the time. And I've written extensively about the USS Liberty. It was the Israelis. The Israelis knew that it was an American ship. They bombed it anyway. They killed all these guys. I agree.
Yeah.
So why are you hitting me over the head about the USS Liberty? And then he yells about, there's some other conspiracy. He yells at me every time. And finally I said, look, you're a fucking crazy person. You've always been a crazy person. I get nothing out of talking to you. And so I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. Mm-hmm. I went to some event at Arlington Cemetery. Oh, it was for the Liberty.
Yeah.
And I sort of broke off from the group because this event was held right by the grave of General John Blackjack Pershing. And I wanted to go, pay my respects. Guy was the, general of the armies, 5-star general. He won World War I. And this fucking guy follows me over there. And I was like, look, I've been nice to you for years.
So he's a stalker at this point.
I'm like, I'm going to drop you if you ever speak to me again. I've had it. And I'm not going to be nice anymore. And then he backed off. And he's like 70-something years old. And he just comes after me at every event. But yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like even going on these podcasts, you've done probably, how many podcasts do you think you've done this year?
Ooh, this year? I've cut
20?
back. No. 50, 60?
Do you ever feel like anyone you're talking to might be, some of these podcasters are part of the CIA, or?
Oh, yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah, I have a friend who's an investigative journalist.
You could tell right away I'm not.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
No.
you could tell.
I have a friend who's an investigative journalist, and she makes really, really good use of the Freedom of Information Act. And she thinks that some of the more prominent podcasters, she believes it's 3 of them.
Do you want to give me a name?
I can't because they'll sue me. But she thinks they're taking CIA money.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories about that. And the more and more you even watch, have you ever heard of No Jumper?
No.
This guy named Adam22, and he has on all these rappers come on all the time. And they tell these stories about crimes they're involved with, and a lot of them end up in jail. So there's a bunch of theories that he's a Fed, all this, and I'm like, the more and more I watch these interviews, I'm like, this is...
You're describing The Intercept.
Yeah.
You know the news site The Intercept?
I don't. Should I know what that is?
It was set up around, I'm going to say 15 years ago, by Pierre Omidyar, the founder of eBay. He wanted this like totally non-partisan, just the straight news, heavy on investigative journalism. So it was oh shoot, their names are escaping me. Anyway, a lot of really important people. Glenn Greenwald and what's his name? I forget. Anyway, they hired a guy named Matthew Cole, another guy named Rich Esposito, and then boom, 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 5 whistleblowers who had some connection to The Intercept all go to prison, including me.
Yeah.
In my case, it was Matthew Cole who personally put me in prison, ratted me out to the FBI. Matthew Cole and Rich Esposito were responsible for Reality Winner going to prison. Here are 2 guys.
How come they don't have that reputation, though, as snitching?
I tweeted at them when Reality Winner got arrested, and I said, hey, Intercept, serious question. You guys are an FBI front, right? I mean, you have to be, because nobody could be that stupid or that sloppy to put 5 national security whistleblowers in prison. You have to be working for the FBI, right? Right?
Yeah.
And nobody ever responded.
They never responded.
Other outlets emailed me to ask if, I could expand on that.
Yeah.
But here's Rich Esposito, lifelong journalist, and Matthew Cole. I actually worked with both of them at ABC News. How
was your relationship with them?
With Matthew, it was proper.
Yeah.
With Rich, it was close.
Did you feel betrayed by them?
Absolutely. And I stopped speaking to them when I got indicted.
Well, hell yeah. Why would you speak to them anymore?
But it got worse for them. Rich went on to be the deputy police commissioner of New York. Like, how the fuck does that happen? Number 1. Number 2, it's well documented that Matthew Cole ratted me out.
Yeah.
And Reality Winner, she was an NSA translator. She was apoplectic that, the Russians were trying to get Donald Trump elected. And she sends a top secret analysis, no sources and methods. It was probably improperly classified. It should have been secret, but that's neither here nor there. She scans it and emails it to The Intercept. And they have this thing, if you have classified information and you want to send it to us, use this, this encryption key. So she does. So what do these morons do? They not forward the email, they attach the scan of the document. They send it to NSA and they say, is this a real NSA document?
This is all anonymous too?
Yeah, it's
when
totally
you're submitting
anonymous.
Everything?
Totally anonymous.
But they don't have a way to track that?
Your name and your employee ID number are embedded in the dot of an I or in the period at the end of a sentence.
Yeah.
So all NSA had to do was blow it up, and it says reality winner, and there's her employee number. And they arrested her 5 hours after she emailed the Intercept.
Shit.
So if you've been a national security journalist for
Yeah.
25 years, are you really that fucking stupid that you would send the original document to NSA? Or are you working for the FBI?
What do you think?
Honestly, with the police connections they had, I think they were working for the FBI.
And what year was this? When
2015?
Okay.
15 or
So
16?
it's actually not that long ago.
No.
Something that I have to just ask you about that it keeps crossing my mind is like, there's so much speculation on how much information actually goes into this, right? I've seen theories about when you're watching porn, someone's watching you. Mm-hmm. When you actually believe that?
Ed Snowden told us about that. Yes.
So that's true.
Yes.
Who's watching you?
NSA mostly. But it could be also the Russians, the Chinese, the Israelis, the Cubans, the North Koreans, the French, the British.
So do you think that people need to actually be more careful about what they say around their phone?
Oh my God, yes. It's not an accident that, on Instagram or Facebook, all of our advertisements are based on something that we've recently said.
People always say that too. My phone must be listening to me, and
It
the
is.
algorithm
It
pops
is.
in like that. But no one wants to
Yeah, it
no
is.
one's actually going to change the way they talk or act. With their
Zero
phone.
privacy. Every time I would do something
But
with
do you move different with yours having all this knowledge and knowing that? Or do you not give a fuck?
If there's something, normally I don't care.
Yeah.
But if there's something that's particularly sensitive, like for example, I was doing some work in support of WikiLeaks. I either wouldn't take a phone when I'd go overseas, or I have a throwaway phone that I'll take that like only my sister has the number of in case of an emergency. And there were a couple of meetings I went to where we all put our phones in the microwave and just closed them up in the microwave and then did our meeting in another room.
Jesus, dude. But I've never seen anybody, like, I've had tons of people around me, right? I haven't had anybody say anything crazy, but have you ever seen somebody that had no idea, had something crazy on their phone, people find it, and they actually, like, are whatever for it?
It's funny you should ask.
This happened recently?
Yes, like weeks ago.
To a buddy of yours?
Not a buddy of mine. I recently testified as an expert witness for the defense in a terrorism case, a federal terrorism case in Florida. It's a long story. We can skip it or we can go through it later, whatever. But they charged the guy with 7 felonies. And one of the felonies was child pornography. It wasn't child pornography. It was anime. And there's no, you don't know how old this anime character is. It's a cartoon character. Mm-hmm. Is it 16? Is it 18? Is it 20? Who knows? It's a freaking cartoon character.
Right.
And he had it on his phone. Just one cartoon. Somebody had
An
sent
anime
it.
cartoon?
Anime cartoon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're holding him on a felony charge for exploitation of a child. There is
How
no
does that
child.
I don't understand that.
Neither do I.
Because it's like, their cartoon characters are under 18?
I guess. I don't know.
Bizarre.
They're cartoon characters.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And he's still in prison, awaiting trial. They're probably going to drop the charges. They would be wise to drop the charges. He was acquitted on all of the terrorism counts.
And this is the only thing they found on his phone?
Yeah. Literally the only thing they found on his phone.
Wow.
And let me add something.
Yeah.
You may have noticed, or maybe not, but people may have noticed that there is an increasing number of cases where people are being charged with national security crimes, espionage, failure to secure classified information, whatever, and child pornography. It's like every one of these cases includes an unrelated child porn charge.
Yeah. You see that a lot.
You see it a lot.
Even when I'm in LA, I'll go on the Citizen app,
Sure.
and you see the fucking orange dots. It's fucking crazy.
But what you don't see is convictions.
That's true.
And it's because, number one, there's no child porn. Number two, when there is child porn, it was likely put there by the FBI. There's a case in Kentucky of a guy, an Army guy, and they charged him with a whole bunch of national security crimes, espionage, and talking to this foreign government and that foreign government, and child porn. And they asked that he be held without bail. And the judge said, well, if there's child porn involved, definitely no bail. And his attorney said, there is no child porn. They're just making this up. So the judge told the Justice Department, I need to see evidence that there was child pornography on the computer. They hemmed and hawed for 6 months. And then there was no child porn. And then they had to drop the charge. But they do this because it'll turn your natural allies against you. I'll give you another example. Julian Assange. You can have an opinion on what WikiLeaks did. I think WikiLeaks did something that was a public service. But then, he raped 2 women. Actually, no, he didn't. And the women walked away from those accusations, saying that they had been pressured into making the accusations by the Swedish police, which in turn was under pressure from the CIA.
How do you not live under, or do you have serious paranoia? Because now you're making me think. Every time I travel abroad, I want to watch my 6 and fucking make sure everyone I'm around, I'm very careful. But just because we travel, tourists, go party, do these things, and that kind of stuff never crosses our minds. And I don't know if that's being naive or...
It should cross your mind. I travel internationally a lot, like 6 times a year or so. I've already taken 3 trips. I'm leaving again in 2 weeks.
Do you have a favorite destination?
Greece.
Oh, yeah. I love Spain.
Spain's awesome. I teach a
Spain's
class
my
in
favorite
Spain.
fucking
It's
country.
absolutely magnificent.
Where do you go usually?
University of Salamanca.
Where's that?
It's in northwestern Spain, about 2 hours east of Portugal.
Oh, sick. Okay, so I spent a lot of the girl I'm dating, she's from Madrid.
Oh,
so I spent a lot of time in Madrid. We'll go to
Madrid is
Barcelona.
glorious.
Yeah, I love Madrid.
I love it too.
I like Ibiza too, but it's just like...
It's very
It's
British.
a lot for me.
Yeah.
Well, we go there probably for different reasons, but I go there and I party and it's out of control.
Yeah, it is out of control.
Have you done that?
I'm kind of too old.
Are you sober?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean... I thought you meant right now.
Well, yeah, no, I know you are right now, but I mean in general.
No, I drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd be a fun time to go out with.
Thank you.
Feeling. Yeah.
I think we'd have
We'd have
a good time.
Yeah.
Right now, I am sober as we're doing this.
Yeah, no, I know you are. You said you visited 72 countries?
Yeah, 73 now. Proud to say.
Oh, nice. What's the most recent?
Norway and Sweden.
Okay, sick.
I'd never been to Norway or Sweden before.
I've heard great things about Sweden.
Sweden was awesome. When I arrived, I'm like, how is it that I've never come to this country before? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
They have this great coffee culture. Everybody's outside hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nice.
They have beautiful women.
Norway was great too. Beautiful women.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Vietnam in a couple of weeks. And my brother-in-law is going to go with me. And I'm looking at Ho Chi Minh City. I said, my God, it's just a few hours ride from Cambodia. I've never been to Cambodia. I might as well go while I'm there. So we applied for our visas. And went to Poland. I was given a speech in Berlin. And Berlin's only 2 hours from Poland. I'd never been to Poland. So I just took the train, hung out there for a day. Say again?
It's a little depressing in Poland.
Yeah.
When I was there, I don't know.
It's a little depressing. I went to this
Berlin, though.
city south
Sick.
of Gdansk. Berlin is off the
Berlin's
wall.
one of the most underrated places ever.
I think it is one of the greatest cities in Europe.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's sick.
Art
Great
and
nightlife
music
culture, too.
and clubs and restaurants, and it's great.
And you said your least favorite is...
I really don't like India at all.
Yeah. So that... You told the story about how you literally will walk outside. Every single time you walked out, you saw someone shit.
Yeah.
Just
if they need to take
they
a
just
shit,
go wherever?
they'll just pull down their pants wherever they're walking down the street, drop a pyramid, pull their pants up, and just walk away.
And no wipe?
I'm like, no wipe.
That's just
I'm like,
uncomfortable.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how much time do you think you spent there?
A few months.
And you just hated it?
I hated it.
Did you know?
And I'll tell you that's not even why I've been in filthy places before.
Yeah.
I've never been in a place as filthy as India, and part of the reason that it's so filthy is there are just too many people.
Right.
But I've been in worse places, poorer places, more dangerous places. But the thing that I hate the most about India is the way Indians treat one another. It's shocking to me, this caste system that they have. It's shocking. I'll give you an example. I had a driver that was assigned to me for I was there for 6 weeks. And guy was a really sweet guy, wife and 2 little kids at home. And the guy's only making, but I don't know, $100 a month, $150 a month. So my boss told me before I left, don't over-tip. You're going to ruin it for everybody else. Well, of course I'm going to over-tip this poor guy. He was, he committed 24 hours a day to me if I wanted to go anywhere at all.
Well, you set the standard.
And I did. I set the standard.
You fucked everything up.
I did. And I don't
This
care.
is why you're not in the group chat. Because you got to come together and agree on everything.
And my
You're
boss is like,
over-tipping. The next guy has to fucking over-tip, and then you just keep going up and up.
so I told him, I said, listen, let me take you to lunch. I was staying at the Westin
In India.
in Hyderabad, India.
Okay.
I said, let me take you to lunch. There's this wonderful restaurant inside the Westin. Oh, thank you so much. I said, great. 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, I'm there in the restaurant. I'm waiting. I was like, 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30. Where is this guy? So I walk outside and he's just standing out there. And I said, what are you doing out here? Come on in. He said, I'm sorry, sir. They won't let me in. And the guy that's, the what do you call the guy? The welcome guy.
Yeah.
At the
concierge.
Yeah, I guess. Why not? Concierge. He says, I'm sorry, sir, but he's of a lower caste. He can't come into the hotel. I said, he's my guest. I've invited him into the hotel. He said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, I want to talk to the manager. Manager comes out. He says, he can't come in the hotel. He's of a low caste. I said, I'm a guest in this hotel, and I've invited him to lunch. He's my friend.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't care who you are. He's not coming in the hotel.
Wow.
So I was furious. We get in the car and I said, listen, let's go to the best restaurant in Hyderabad. They're famous for Hyderabadi biryani, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's
I don't
just,
even know what that is.
It's rice mixed with vegetables and meats.
Okay.
Big deal.
Yeah.
But they're famous. It's their thing there. I said, take me to the best biryani place in Hyderabad. He takes me to this old British, like Victorian mansion that's been converted into a
He
restaurant.
took you to the nicest place, right?
It was the nicest place. And the manager
Wouldn't
says,
let you in.
No, he says, you
Okay.
can come in. He can't come in.
Oh, again.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck with you people? I said, he's my guest. And then, we had some back and forth. They agreed to set up a table outside.
And they're doing this to their own people, huh?
To their own people. And this happens every single day. Another thing that I saw that bothered me very much was, like, this is, I'm talking, this part was 20 years ago. So this is before the advent of the trans movement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we used to have some not very nice names for trans people. And I said to the driver one time, what's with all the he-she's? Which is what we used to call them.
Or lady boys.
Lady
They're in
boys.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Shit
he
happens, right?
He said, they're criminals. I said, what do you mean they're criminals? And he said, well, you notice you always see them standing outside of hotels. And I said, yeah. Are they prostitutes? He said, oh, no, nothing like that. What they do is they wait for wedding receptions. Mm-hmm. And then they'll just bust into the wedding reception and knock over the table with a cake on it and, break the band's instruments until you pay them to go away.
I've heard you tell that story.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of society is this? And it's just
How are they not
accepted.
more prepared for that, though?
And how are you not prepared? I would have an army of
You
guys
have a
just to beat
security
the hell
ready.
out.
Yeah. And don't they wear dresses, or you said
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
So that you can identify
and they're
them.
like big, brawny dudes, and they're all in dresses.
And it's just a war to have a good wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's
Like,
crazy.
what kind of crazy country is this?
Uh,
The food is very good, though.
what do you think is like the most dangerous city that people wouldn't expect?
That people wouldn't expect. That's a good question. In the days when I was in the agency, it was clearly Athens. That would have been an easy question to answer.
This is, you said, in the early days?
Yeah, when I was at the CIA, it was Athens. We spent more money on security in Athens than any other city in the world, including Beirut, which was like the hotbed of terrorism at the time. But now it's more...
Wait, what was the threat in Athens?
Revolutionary Organization 17 November, Popular Revolutionary Struggle, the Abu Nidal Organization, Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP General Command, the Democratic Front for the Liberation of Palestine, and the Libyans.
Wow.
And they were all
Is
active.
it still like that today?
No.
What would you say
pretty
today?
much been broken. Today, I think you probably have to worry more about crime.
Yeah.
Targeting Westerners. So the most dangerous city that people would be surprised about, I would probably say Paris. Yeah.
I've heard there's a lot of crime in Paris.
Yeah, there's a lot of crime in Paris. Part of the problem, too, is there's no birthright citizenship in France.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got people who were there 4 generations, 5 generations, and they're stateless.
Wow.
And they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And because they're stateless, they don't get public benefits. There's no welfare. So they're going to take it from you.
I've never been to Paris.
You're not missing a whole heck of a lot.
Paris is the most either you love it or you hate it place I've ever heard from people. And I always get that.
I'm kind of in the hate it camp.
Yeah.
My son went backpacking with his best friend last summer. He's 20. Now he's 21. And he sent me the funniest doggone picture. I warned him about Paris, but he sent me this hilarious picture. It's him and his buddy. It's a selfie with the Mona Lisa like far behind them, and there have to be 1,000 people packed into this room.
Yeah.
And then he just wrote, "Welcome to Paris."
Yeah.
You know, the first time I went to Paris, I went with my girlfriend backpacking when I was 20.
Right.
And we befriended a woman there who had a 2-year-old daughter. And she had caught her husband cheating on her, so she left in a huff. She took the daughter, left in a huff, and just took the train to Paris. I think she was from Brussels, is what it was, and that's an easy train ride. And we invited her to spend the day with us. We went, here and there and sightseeing, whatever. We were getting on the metro, and a thief, as she passed through the turnstiles, a thief grabbed her diaper bag, thinking she probably has her wallet in there. Yeah. And she screamed. I was already through the turnstiles. So I ran and I grabbed the diaper bag and I'm yanking on it, trying to get it from this
versus
thief.
one guy.
The guy let go and he grabs one of the baby's shoes and just walks away.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Broad
What are you gonna do with
daylight,
that?
middle of the day. If he's not going to have the
At least he got something.
bag, he's going to make it hard by taking one of the kids' shoes.
Yeah. Can you recall, like, personally, like, going off this, the scariest situation you've been in?
Oh, there were a couple in Athens.
Can you talk about it?
I had been in Athens only a month.
Were you scared for your life?
Yeah. Guy got a shot off at me.
Oh, he did?
Uh-huh.
He didn't hit you, though?
He didn't come close. He hit my bumper. But I was in temporary housing when my wife and 2 sons and I first moved to Athens. They just didn't have a house ready for us.
Uh-huh.
So for 1 month, we're in this apartment, and then they rent us a house in a northern suburb. So we're moving. We have 2 cars, and we're moving our stuff from the apartment to the house. I had just bought this. It sounds funny now, but at the time it was like state-of-the-art 50-inch television. Mm-hmm. And it took up the entire back seat, right? Yeah. And so my wife and kids are in the car ahead of me, and their car's full of stuff. My car has the TV on the back seat and some boxes in the front. And she calls me from her car, and she says, "Do you see this guy in your blind spot?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm starting to get a little worried about him."
Your wife called you?
Yeah.
So she started to know how to move like you.
Oh, yeah. I had to teach her.
You're divorced from her.
Yeah. This was my first wife. She wasn't a CIA officer. She was a ballet teacher.
Yeah.
But even she could see that this guy's trying really hard to stay in my blind spot.
Yeah.
So I said, "You and the kids take off, and I'm going to try to lose him. And if I can't lose him, I'm going to try to hit him." So she takes off. So I speed up, the guy speeds up. I slow down, the guy slows down. I change lanes, and he's with me the whole time. So I decide to slam on the brakes and swerve to try to hit him. And he just gets out of my way each time. And I'm like, doggone it, I can't get away from this guy. And finally, we get stuck in traffic at a red light.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I'm like...
He's behind you at this point?
He's on the side of me.
Okay.
But then he
you
comes
have a gun
up...
on you, don't you?
Yeah, I have my gun on me. And I had unzipped the fanny pack, just in case. So he pulls in front of me and gets off the motorcycle. And I pull my gun. And I start to open the door, which you're not supposed to do. I should have just split. But he pulls a gun. And I was like, fuck. Now I got to fish or cut bait. So I either shoot the guy and risk getting shot myself.
Is he aiming it at you?
He was in the act of pulling it out. And so as fast as I can, I sit back down, I put it in gear, and I just crash the motorcycle. The motorcycle goes flying. He gets one shot off and gets my bumper, and I take off. So I call my wife on the way to the house. She calls the embassy. The embassy calls the police. By the time I got to the house, like, everybody's there. 3 cop cars, the embassy security officer. And because I was there on a counterterrorism tour, we just assumed this was a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It turned out the motorcycle was stolen. And we concluded, after quite a long investigation, this was just a simple carjacking attempt.
Yeah. How long did it take from that moment to like getting the result or whatever?
Oh, about a month.
Oh, okay.
It was weeks.
And so
Yeah.
that seems like a long time, right?
Yeah.
For a simple case like that.
And I was paranoid as all get out because of that. Like, are they on me already? I just got here.
Yeah.
How are they on me already?
Well, yeah. But with your training, shouldn't you be able to tell pretty quickly?
Yeah, I was very good at surveillance.
How many times could you catch did you have moments where you thought people were onto you? Or they were like, yo, I can sense something about this guy? Can you give me a specific?
I can give you a couple. So I wrote in one of my books about this incident I had in Pakistan. It was another incident with a motorcycle. So every day, no matter where I was in the world, you leave at a different time and you take a different route to work every day. And same thing at home. You never set a pattern. There's a definition of surveillance. It's multiple sightings at time and distance. So I see you multiple times at different times of the day and at different locations. That means I'm under surveillance. So there's this guy, again, trying really hard to stay in my blind spot. And the only reason I even paid attention to him was he was wearing a red motorcycle helmet. And in Pakistan, literally nobody wears helmets. I don't even know where you'd buy a helmet. So I'm like, shit, I think this guy's on me. And again, I speed up, he speeds up. I slow down, he slows down. And then when I get to the entrance to the diplomatic quarter, which is where all the embassies were, he broke off. And I was like, okay, we have a database. I get into the office. I write all this up. This is when it started. This is when it ended. This is where it started, where it ended. This is the route I took. And this is a description of the guy and the motorcycle. So I worked like 12, 13, 14 hours that day, which was a normal work day post 9/11.
Yeah.
So it's already dark when I leave. And I come out of the diplomatic quarter. The American embassy was about a quarter of a mile inside the DQ.
Okay.
I come out of the DQ, and the DQ has gates with, arms that come down, and guys are checking IDs, whatever, military.
Yeah.
So I come out of the DQ, and the guy's on me again. There was one thing that bothered me, is Pakistanis are very, very poor.
I have to tell you though, it seems like if no one wears helmets there, and this guy's wearing a red helmet, that's like the easiest tell ever.
Right?
So why?
And that was my first thought.
It's almost like he wants to be noticed.
My first thought was, the guy can't be that obvious. This can't be surveillance because nobody would be that obvious.
Right.
But what bothered me was immediately outside the gates to the diplomatic quarter, there was always an army of women picking up little twigs because they're so poor. They couldn't afford fuel to cook their meals. And so they would just gather fallen twigs every day.
Yeah.
Or they're working for the bad guys, or they're surveillance officers for the government, pretending to be poor women picking up twigs. So it's like, it could be these women. I mean, there were dozens of them every day watching people come in and out of the DQ.
Right.
So I come out of the DQ, this fucking guy's on me again. So I took this crazy route back to the guest house that I stayed in. He finally broke off before I got to the guest house. So now I'm starting to panic a little bit. I get up the next morning at 5 a.m. I went to the main door of the guest house and I open it just a crack and I look up and down the street. I don't see anybody. The station had assigned us these mirrors on retractable sticks. So I look under my car. I don't see any tracking device or bomb or anything. So I get in the car. I start driving. And by now it's like 5:45 a.m.
Can I ask you, how often would you check under your car?
Every day.
Every single day? And did you ever find anything?
No, never.
But that's something you're trained to do every single time?
Every day.
Okay.
It's part of it's called the high threat operations course.
Yeah.
So 5:45 a.m., here's this fucking guy again, like a quarter of a mile from the guest house. The guy breaks off as I approach the entrance to the diplomatic quarter. And I'm panicked. So I wait for the security officer to come in, and I go up to him and I said, listen, I'm under surveillance. I'm sure that I am. So I tell him the story. He's like, oh yeah, this is bad. We have to wait for the chief to come in. Chief comes in about 7 o'clock. And I said, I'm 100% sure I'm under surveillance. And I tell him the whole story. He said, did you put it in the database? I said, yeah. He goes, well, you know what you got to do. I said, yeah, I know what I got to do. He said, don't worry about it. We're going to have a whole team out there. Don't worry about anything. And I'm like, okay. I'm very worried.
So they don't offer any sort of like protection, or like they have no one watching your back? You're just on your own?
You're on your own.
Fuck, man.
So word got around quickly. And all the guys in my branch, they're like, don't worry, buddy. We're all going to be out there. Don't worry. I'm like, I'm very worried.
Well,
all of you old
is
men.
this idiot wearing a red helmet every day?
Yeah.
So, okay. But no one else was like looking out for the red helmet?
Everybody was.
Right.
Once I started telling them.
Yeah.
But the guy was only on me. That afternoon, in the middle of the afternoon, I had a meeting at a safe house that we shared with the Pakistanis. So I go to interrogate some prisoner. And then at the end of it, I start walking out. And just as I get to the door, I turned around and I said, General Muhammad, are you following me? And he said, no, why? And I said, because I'm under surveillance. I'm 100% sure that I'm under surveillance. And I'm going to kill this guy this afternoon if I see him again. And then I never saw him again. And we learned later that they were all sitting around a table one day, and one of them said, the new American, I really like this guy, John. He's very friendly. And everybody's like, yeah, he's very friendly. And then one of them said, you know what? Nobody's that friendly. He's probably friendly just to make us soft. I wonder what he's doing when he's not over here working with us. And so they put the worst surveillance officer in the entire Pakistani intelligence service on me. And it was only because I stopped on a lark and asked this brigadier general if they were following me, that guy's not in the ground today.
Is there any hesitation of confronting the general like that?
No, he was my regular liaison partner.
Don't you think that if they really wanted to take you out, they would have put somebody better than that?
No, it wasn't to take me out.
Just to see what you're doing in your free time?
They were really afraid that I was spying on them.
Got it.
And of course I wasn't.
Yeah.
My job was to partner with them.
Yeah.
Why would I want to spy on them?
Right.
But they're all paranoid.
It makes sense. It makes complete sense. I have to tell you, this is a complete shift, but everyone talks to you about torture, cold cell, sleep deprivation.
Yeah, it's very boring now.
I've seen videos of, and this was like when I was younger, when you just get access to the internet, whatever.
Sure.
And I would see some fucked up shit that was happening in other countries of torture.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a video, I'm just going to tell you, I saw a video of a guy have 2 ropes on each arm with horses.
Yeah.
And they ran separate directions.
Yeah.
And that was the kind of shit I saw, and that fucked me up for like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like a 14-year-old kid. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's bad stuff. The Belgians used to do that in Belgian Congo. The Chinese did it. The Vietnamese did it. The Iraqis did it under Saddam Hussein. It's grim.
But that's just so much like more severe than what
Yeah.
the cold cell, waterboarding. So that didn't bother you at all to see what was happening in other places compared to what we did?
No, wrong is wrong.
Right.
We're not just signatories to the United Nations Convention Against Torture. We wrote the United Nations Convention Against Torture, and we promised not to use exactly those techniques that we used. So either we're going to be this shining beacon of hope for human rights and civil liberties, or we're not. If we want to be the country that pulls people's arms off, or the country that tortures people to death with a cold cell and then just buries them in a ditch behind the building, well, then that's the country that we're going to be, or we're not. But we can't pretend to be the one while being the other.
How many people do you think agreed with your take on it that just kept quiet?
A majority.
Really?
Of the CIA. Yeah. I even got an email. The day that I went public, the next morning, I got an email from a retired deputy director of the CIA, of the whole CIA. He always liked me, and I always liked and respected him. He emailed me and he said, "You've chosen a difficult path. I'm glad somebody did. I wish I had had the courage to do it myself." And I saved that as a souvenir. I can't tell you how many CIA people reached out to me, not just after I blew the whistle, but after my arrest, and said, "Listen, we can't have any public communication, but I appreciate what you did."
But did that bother you? They only wanted to do it behind closed doors?
It disappointed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it disappointed me. What's funny now is, now that public opinion has changed, they all want to be like my friend on Facebook, and then they send me LinkedIn
Well, you're a celebrity
invitations. Yeah. It's like, where were you in 2012 when the entire American government was falling on my head?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This whole, I've listened to a few podcasts that you've done, and it's just like, it seems like the CIA, it's like a fraternity, but it's not. Everyone's in there for themselves. You can't fucking even trust the people around you.
It's so true.
I don't know. It's a scary world.
It is so true.
And just like, I mean, it's tough because I can see kind of both sides, because there's always going to be the people that look at you, even though you weren't, the response in jail was that you didn't snitch, right? You weren't treated as a snitch.
No, thank
Why
God.
is that?
Because I hate the FBI as much as the mob does.
Right. You went in there and the Italians took you in?
Boy, did they.
Did that surprise you?
Yes.
And why did they take you in? I don't know that part.
It was really because of the FBI.
So they look at
hate
you as an
the
ally
FBI.
almost.
Yeah. I hate the FBI as much as the 5 families do. Or the 8 families is what it came down to.
Yeah. Where did you do? You did 30 months, right?
Yeah, I did 23 months of a 30-month sentence. Yeah.
And where?
FCI Loretto, Pennsylvania.
And how was the time?
It was Groundhog Day, to tell you the truth. It was just the same thing, day after day after day.
And did you have any regret with what you blowing the whistle?
I would do it again today.
Yeah.
Today. I would be glad, I'd be honored to do it again today.
So 2 Americans were killed in Iran?
No, in Jordan.
2 Americans were killed in Jordan.
Yep.
And Trump went, what? How do you want to
Yeah,
break it down?
so the Iranians launched a rocket attack on an American base, or American bases in Jordan. They killed 2 Americans. 1 American is missing. And the president ordered widespread strikes all across Iran last night. Killed at least 30 people. He's hitting bridges, electrical grids, in one case a hospital, mostly infrastructure targets, which according to international law is a crime. You can't hit infrastructure. We do anyway. We do it all the time. But he's made some very belligerent statements too, that he's going to bring the Iranians to their knees. That's not possible. Iran has almost 93 million people. Mm-hmm. It's the size of the whole of Western Europe.
Yeah.
And it's surrounded on 3 sides by prohibitively tall mountains. We would need 1 million ground troops to bring Iran.
So why
to
does Trump say that so confidently then?
He says that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just verbose,
Well, what's your
shit
take
talking.
when you see two Americans killed and 1 missing? Does that aggravate you, and you agree that?
Oh, sure. It's a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly a terrible thing. We've lost 15 people so far.
Yeah.
But this was a war of choice. We elected to launch this war
Right.
on behalf of the Israeli government.
Yeah.
We did this because Benjamin Netanyahu told us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no American, there's no benefit to the United States to attacking Iran,
Yeah.
You know?
The influence from Israel kind of pushed us.
Yeah, the Israelis convinced the president that there was an offensive Iranian nuclear program. There wasn't. The entire intelligence community, not just the CIA.
Is Trump not aware of that, though?
Pardon?
Is Trump not aware of that?
He was told that by the director of national intelligence. Yeah.
I feel like that's been a thing for years where that's always been said, but it's been known that doesn't exist.
It didn't exist. And then in October, we bombed Iran with giant, Moabs, mother of all bombs, and bunker busters. And he said that the Iranian nuclear program had been obliterated. Okay, then why did we attack Iran again this year? Because the Israelis told us to.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Israel is a country that's attacked 7 other countries in the region in the last year.
Trust me, Israel has terrible PR right now.
Terrible. And it's well-deserved terrible PR.
People are very upset with them. And I don't know what's going to make it better at this point, to be honest with you.
No, we've got to end this thing. The saddest part of this, and I hate complimenting Barack Obama. I hate it. But
Because he wouldn't pardon you?
Because he prosecuted me.
Yeah.
So the Obama administration negotiated the JCPOA, the joint, what's it called? The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, also called the Iran nuclear deal with the Iranian government. And it worked. It was essentially the same agreement that we had through the United Nations on Iraq, right? They use lead seals on all the nuclear sites. They have spot inspections without, any advanced notice. They have security cameras everywhere, 360 degrees. And Trump unilaterally pulled us out. And he said he was going to make a better agreement. Okay, so here we are all these years later. Where's the better agreement?
Yeah, I know. Back in the same situation, essentially, right?
It's worse.
They want me to wrap up here, so I want to finish with this. If we went to dinner, me, you, and my girlfriend, and I said you were like an uncle, she just didn't know you existed. Could you figure out in 30 minutes if she was a spy or not?
In 30 minutes?
Or we'll say an hour.
Yeah, I think I probably could.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go after this. There's an Ocean Prime down the street. I don't know if you're free.
Love Ocean Prime.
It's on me. But I need your intel.
I'm going to a Fish concert.
Oh, that's way better. That's way better.
The Merriweather Post Pavilion.
Dude, that's
a
amazing.
buddy of mine.
John, I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
You're friendly as fuck. You have such a big audience now. My friend is a diehard fan.
It's wonderful.
As many
Thank you.
people. So
Thank you
so much for your time.
I'm very grateful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
This was fun.
All right, guys, that's it. Thank you.